He thought he was just sneaking around with another man's wife. He didn't expect to lose his job, his house, and even his children. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted, this story will leave you speechless. Hit that like button if you believe cheaters deserve consequences. Because this story isn't just revenge. It's surgical, public, and painfully satisfying. It started in the early 2000s. A man named Daniel began noticing strange things about his wife. They had 2 little kids, just 4 and 6. And she only worked part-time. But suddenly, the kids kept talking about their grandparents. Not once or twice, but every time she went out. Even though those grandparents lived almost 2 hours away. Strange, right? She was gone 2 or 3 times a week. And when Daniel checked the mileage on her car, it told a different story. Over 400 miles. Every single week. No explanation. No honesty. Only awkward, nervous lies. She wasn't a good liar. And Daniel knew it. Then came the moment everything changed. One evening, he sat at the family computer. And next to the keyboard, a sticky note with her AOL password. He stared at it, heart pounding. Then, he logged in. What he saw confirmed every fear and broke his heart into pieces. Email after email. His wife and her college best friend. Laughing, mocking, bragging. She was having an affair with her high school ex-boyfriend. And worse, they joked about the man's wife, calling her fat and pathetic, just for having kids. Daniel didn't scream, didn't cry. He printed the emails, saved the evidence, and called a friend, a cop. The cop gave him a name, Ron, a retired officer turned private investigator. Daniel handed Ron the emails and asked him for the truth. And Ron delivered. Weeks later, he had a full report. Photos, dates, locations. Every time she said she was visiting her parents, she was dropping off the kids and heading straight to a cheap motel with him. Every single time. Daniel now had the truth in black and white. But he wasn't finished. He said, "Find out who this guy is. I want everything." And Ron, he came through again. His name was Bob. Married. 3 kids. He worked as the VP of sales for his father-in-law's company. And the house he lived in, also owned by his in-laws. Daniel met with his lawyer, filed for divorce, and waited. Because the real move was just beginning. The day his wife was served divorce papers at work, Ron drove across town and handed Bob's wife a folder. A full report. Every motel. Every lie. Daniel never spoke to her. He didn't have to. Because what she did next was legendary. She drained their joint account, took the kids, filed for divorce. And when her father, Bob's boss, found out, Bob was fired. On the spot. Then evicted. From the house his in-laws owned. In just 1 week, Bob lost it all. Wife, kids, job, home. And the worst part, he brought it all on himself. The divorce turned nasty. Restraining orders, police reports, even jail time. One day, he showed up at the house screaming. Her brother stepped in, broke his nose. The cops came. And Bob went to jail. Last Daniel heard, Bob left the state. No job, no family, no home, just silence. And Daniel, he only spoke to his ex-wife when it came to the kids. Now that they're grown, they don't talk at all. He doesn't hate her. He just doesn't care. To him, she's a warning, not a memory. And Bob, he destroyed his own life. Daniel just held up the mirror. If this revenge story gave you chills, drop a comment with the most brutal justice moment you've ever seen. And don't forget to subscribe, because we've got more stories of betrayal, payback, and poetic justice coming soon.